could we control human behavior once we know how to control human particles? This has both an ethical side and a practical side. On the practical side, we actually already know how to control quantum particles quite well. The picture on the screen here is a trapped ion, so it's a strontium ion trapped by a laser. And for example, we could send a laser light, shine it on this particle, and it could absorb the light, and we could excite it energetically. We could also make it vibrate when it gets hit by a light. And then if we even have more than one ion, maybe they vibrate together. Somehow we start getting entanglement between these ions. And so we actually can, for example, do computations with trapped ions. You heard lots about like what size is the quantum computer, how much does it cost, that kind of thing. Well, in order to have a quantum computer, you have to be able to control quantum systems. So that technology is actually quite developed, I would say, not just trapped ions, which you probably saw about if you've been through the Light and Matter exhibit, but there are also other types of quantum systems that we can control. My work is on superconducting quantum systems. So in that case, it's actually sort of macro. We have a circuit, and one of the elements in that circuit is made of superconducting metal, a special type of metal where when you cool it down, it has no resistance. And we control those by actually sending electronic signals. They have super high frequency in the microwave regime, but we can do operations and control those systems as well. Now, can we use that to control humans? No, this is not some mind control or special thing where I shine a laser on you and you do what I want. Ethically, I also think that would be rather questionable practice, but luckily it's not something we have to worry about. Lasers can actually be quite safe to touch. It doesn't do anything to you. I also have a funny story about that. So I recently heard a talk from a woman who was working on how to trap atoms with light. One of the problems when you're trapping atoms with light is that they get heated up when they absorb the light. So if you want to study their behavior at really cold temperatures, it's best if they don't get heated up. So her idea was instead, if you had two things of light with a gap in between them, and you trap the atom in that dark space instead, that's how it could work. And she was also testing sort of how stable this trap was, so she wanted it to be working for a long time. And she had a colleague who was also working in the same lab, and she was kind of wondering, why does my experiment keep getting interrupted? Well, he wanted to know whether he needed to put his safety goggles on or not, so he was using his hand to see if the laser was on, and every time he blocked it, the atom would escape. So it's safe to touch lasers. Usually, we can't control people with them, but you should still think twice before you mess with somebody's experimental setup. Thank you.